Good morning, class. So today, I'm not going to be there, so you have work posted on Google Classroom. So anytime you have a sub, you should instantly check Google Classroom because your teacher probably posted you an assignment. So if we look, we have all of our documents here, including some key vocabulary for today's lesson. So our key vocabulary just includes cause. So then we're looking for a source of a disease, or the reason people have the disease. A symptom is a physical or mental indicator of a disease. So it's what happens to people with the disease. Like, for example, when we saw Nikki and Christy, they were coughing a lot. Um, and they had a lot of phlegm. So those are symptoms of their disease. Then treatments are the medical care given to improve the situation. So we saw in the video, we saw both Nikki and Christy taking some medications, and then we saw them with like a nebulizer, so their breathing instruments that were helping them to feel better. We also saw a massage technique to try to help Nikki, I believe, breathe a little bit better. And then today you'll also be collecting interesting facts, so that's really any additional information you think is going to be beneficial for our study. So our main goal today is to do some background research. I want to start out by just taking a look at what we left off with. So you were supposed to fill out this noticings and wonderings. If you look on the side, I can see exactly who has participated and who has not participated, just so you know. Then as we go through the questions, we see a lot of information about, like, is there a cure and how long do people live? And like information about treatments. So we're going to try to answer some of these questions by doing some more background research. And maybe by doing the more background research, we'll have some more excellent questions that we can talk about as well. So let's see. For our background research, I think I'll start here, okay? So for our background research, we're going to be divided into 5 groups. So I'm just going to have Antonio and Petar join groups of 3. So it doesn't matter if you're here, here, or here. As long as we have at least, 3 or 4 per group, that should be totally fine, okay? We just don't want to leave a group of 2, so if people are absent, just consider that, please. So once we form a group, I'm just going to assign you group numbers, and you'll need them in just a minute. Okay? So this will be group 1. This will be group 2. This will be group 3. This will be group 4. And this will be group 5. Okay? Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So let me just quickly, I'll go back to Google Classroom if I can get back there. Perfect. So on Google Classroom, the first thing it says is, well, they're out of order, but that's okay. It says Cystic Fibrosis Research, Section 3. So I'm going to have you click on this. Okay, I'll close it here because now I have it open multiple times. So you have the ability to edit this, but all I'm going to have you do is to put your group name. So let's say you were in group 1, all right? So we've got Alyssa, Madrar, Juliana, hopefully she's back today, and Giovanni. So you'll just write your names here. And you're going to be looking up information on these specific websites. So you have the Cystic Fibrosis Trust in the United Kingdom. So you can divide up the links here, okay? Research that information, and you're going to put the information into a note catcher. So for each group, you have a different set of links. So group 2 is going to be looking at Cystic Fibrosis Canada and looking at these links. Group 3 will be the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation in the United States. I'll delete this. We don't need this. It says one group, but that was just a note for myself from earlier. Okay. Group 4, we'll click on one link, but then there's a bunch of information on one fact sheet. So you'll actually divide it based on the section title. Group 5 has a bunch of different links. So let's just do an example. So if I'm in the group 1, okay, I'm going to follow the link. If this is what my group assigned me to do, I'm going to read through this. And in some cases, there might be a video. So if you have headphones, you can put your headphones on and listen to the video as well, just to get the notes that you need. Okay? Now let's look, because these have their own individual links for different people, but some of them said divide into sections. Like this one says divide into sections, and this one says divide into sections. So when you click, do this one. This is just one document, but it's a big document. So you're dividing these sections with the titles. So like, what is cystic fibrosis? How common is cystic fibrosis? And you're dividing that information up among your group members so that it's evenly split and people can, accomplish this within one class period. So that's what we're hoping for. Okay, so make sure you just divide it up. Okay, and then we'll look on the desk, so on the front desk of the teacher room, you're going to find this note catcher. So this note catcher is telling you the questions that we're supposed to be addressing. Now these questions are specific to our first section just because the other group has been quite slow in completing their the online noticings and wonderings, but we'll get there. And a lot of the questions we're seeing are fairly similar from group to group. So this is the general types of questions we're trying to answer through our research. So it says, how do you get cystic fibrosis? Who gets cystic fibrosis? What are treatments? How does a lung transplant work was really common. And then how long do people live with CF? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to see that there's two columns. So one of them says my group, another one says other groups. So today in class, you're only worried about the my group section. So individually, you're going to read your information from your link, and you're going to try to organize that information into causes, symptoms, treatments, or just interesting facts. Your section might contain a lot of information in just one section or two sections, or it could possibly contain information in all four sections. It is up to you to organize that information, okay? So once you give people, let's say 10 minutes or 12 minutes to read through their section and individually take notes for your group, after that, you will share with your entire group so that you all have the notes for your research websites. So for example, if I'm in group 1 and my responsibility was to just look at the general link, okay, so just this, then when I'm done reading and taking notes, I'm going to share with my partners, and we're going to share our notes on lungs, the digestive system, treatments, and of course I'll share mine on general, so that we all have a complete set of information about the Cystic Fibrosis Trust United Kingdom facts from the website. Okay, so that's our goal, is that we have like this complete information for our specific cystic fibrosis website. Let's see if I go back or forward. Okay, perfect. Now, once you do that, I run this group. Once we do that, we have our individual group information. Okay, so right here, this should be full, and we should all have the same information within our group. You also notice that if you wanted more room, there's other notes on the back, and then there's additional questions. So if you have questions that come up while you're reading, you can put them there. Some of the texts are tricky, so if you are not sure what something means, particularly for the last two texts, there are some parentheses with information to help describe what some of the most important medical terms mean. But then I also want you to make sure that you can, to look it up. If you're not sure, look it up, but just be careful, because if you look up Google Images, sometimes you find stuff that looks really crazy. Okay, so just try to look it up in a reliable source so you get the information that you need. So let's say we did this, we took our notes, then we are going to, I'm going to close some of my windows, I got a million things open. Then for my group, we're going to have to prepare to share out, and we'll share out in our next class on Wednesday. So this is our cystic fibrosis research share out document for section 3, and you all should have the ability to edit it. So if I'm cystic fibrosis, Trust United Kingdom, so this is group 1, I'm actually just get 2 slides. And here I'm just going to type the most important information that I think is key to share with the entire class. All right, so whatever it is, if I'm, CF is extremely common, blah, 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 in a certain population, then feel free to add that. Okay, so whatever it is that you think is most important, we're going to add that here. It's just bullets, so it shouldn't look like a paragraph, okay? So it should just be bulleted information. And then we will share that out on Wednesday. So hopefully we have all of our instructions here. You can always go back. It looks like I left a space. There we go. I'm doing some editing as we go here. So I want you just to make sure that you are completing the work that you need to get done in class. If you do that, you really won't have any homework. So as you click through this, you see every group gets two different slides. And I want you to limit yourself to 2 different slides if you can. Because when we share it on Wednesday, we want it to be quick. Then we're going to fill out the other information or information from other groups on our note catcher, and we should be totally done. All right? So have a good day. Make sure that it's productive, please. And I will see you on Wednesday.